Well, hello everyone, welcome back to what is going to be today Nulgath Birthday items recapped. However, this is slightly different to our usual ones because the Nulgath events are in-game pretty much all year round. So these are a little bit different. So we're going to go over previous maps and just show you some Nulgath drops you can go along and get, and some merges, boss drops, all of that as we usually would. Kicking off at Archportal, this is a great location. If you've never been along here before, it's where you can get your Enchanted Nulgath Nation House, you can get Yulgaths in, and there is also a boss here called the High Legion Inquisitor. One of my favourite weapons in the game, the Chained Rune Bonebreakers, are available for AC tag drops from this chap, as well as some other little bits also thrown in. So that's really worth pointing out, and I thought, why not start Archportal, where you can also get yourself your polished armour. Okie dokes, join Event Hub. Now, annoyingly, I recorded this bit and missed it, but if you do want the Nulgath seasonal rare shop, then it will be at Event Hub in January. However, we've missed that, which is why you can't see them here at the minute. All the items on screen are daily gifts. They're rare tagged. If you're watching this in the future, they will not be available. Now then, we are over to join evilmarsh. This one was added in a few years back, and believe it or not, yes, it is Nulgath Birthday tagged. And as you can see right here, you can get yourself the Makai fan armor set. This one came out absolutely ages ago, it feels like now, which is scary how quickly the years fly by. And I'm sure when you defeat Makais, if you have not yet picked those up, then, well, you might as well stick them into your bank. You can also get yourself a Tundra the Assistant if you really wanted. We have got a version of the Evil Elemental over here, which has got the Cursed Bone set available to you. This is pretty much all free player here, and as you can see, if you would like to look like a skeleton, that is where you can pick up the Knight armor for it. There are some legend-only items within here, particularly certain weapons. I just like the feels you get off of a lot of the drops at these types of maps, especially the ones when you go back a few years into the past. You can also find yourself here a Tainted Elemental. I'm sure if you've gone along farming Craggamamboozle, the Obon original rare blade pet, then you know all about the drops you can see here. But just in case you haven't ever had a look at them, these are the items you can get. My particular favourite though is probably Dark Hunger. Okay, join a CitadelRuins. Now, once we're here, we're going to teleport over to the Grand Inquisitor boss that is available, and you can get yourself the Dark Ripper set. Really nice little fiend type set if you would like to go along and pick that up. It is a legend, however, so that is something to bear in mind. We've also got Entropy as well, who has got yet another drop list, and this time round it is very similar yet again. However, you'll get yourself the Void Ripper set, and this one is available for free players, so at least you can get a version of it, as well as some slightly darker versions of some of the Inquisitor items that you may get over at the normal Citadel map. So there's a nice little list that you could go along and pick up if you would like to. Always worth having a peek. Okay, join lairattack is up next. You can get yourself the Archfiend Birthday cake over here, which is incredibly exciting. You do also have some war quests that do have some generic rewards available to you as AC tag drops, so you never know, you might fancy some of those to go with a few of the sets you could potentially be making, although most of the items in those quests do cross over. If you head all the way through the map, you'll find yourself the Flame Dragon boss right here. It's the Flame Dragon General. That's the Archfiend's legendary cake, as well as more helms and some little orbs that you could get. Well, I say some orbs. There's one orb and also a type of shadow spear. Next up is join lairdefend. The only thing we're pointing out here is this wyvern pet, if you would like that. Next up, we're over at join CraggleRock. The only thing we're going to be showing you here is the merge shop, just in case it's one of those maps you've forgotten about and have never been along to before. As you can tell, I've never farmed it. It does have its own reputation tied to the merge, so that is something you could consider going along, grinding out if it's one of the many reps in game that you may not yet have completed. I mean, I've got a very long list of them. I know some people have completed every single one, and I'm always in awe of people that decide to go through doing the rep farm. And I guess with boost, some of them are not as bad as others, but it's just something I can never bring myself to do. If you complete the quest chain here, you'll find yourself a pet you can get, which is Floozer. Next up is join Fiendshard, and this is where you can get Archfiend DeathLord. It is the soft version of Archfiend Doomlord, and it has got some really nice items available as well. First of all, though, you have got the Fiendshard merge. You've got some free player helms in here. It's all going down the elemental theme within this particular shop. You do get the Void General Oversight, though, which is a pretty cool back cape, and the Fiendish gem pet. I mentioned Archfiend DeathLord. If you speak to the NPC right here, there is the It Calls to You quest, and within here is the armor you can find, as well as those weapons we said about earlier, different variations, kind of like this dark browny theme with a bit of green going along. There is a variation of the Ungodly Lagger if you would like it, and also the Doom Blade that was featured on the thumbnail of this video is available from the quest here as well, and there's a few other little weapons that will just flick through before disappearing. If you do come along and defeat this version of Dirt Liquor, this is the drop list for you. It is the Void General set, AC tagged and free player. Definitely worth potentially thinking about if you haven't yet got it. At least you can store it away with that AC storage. We then can head up and you'll find yourself the Nulgath's Fiendshard, and if you do go along and defeat this, again, even more AC tagged items for you that you can tag along into the previous set that we looked at a moment ago. After that though, we are going to be moving on to our next map, and this time round we are over at Join Original. This is a very important map because you have got a daily farming quest you can come along and complete if you'd like to. You do have to defeat 3 fairly tricky bosses, but as long as you do it on the server with other people doing it, you'll be able to get yourself some regions each day, which is always nice to be able to do. You've also got the original merge available to you. There's 3 different armors within this shop. Probably my favourite item though at this map is going to be the house that we're going to have a look at in just a moment, but we need to head over to a particular monster in order to see that. Plenty of different free player helms and free player capes, which could work really well with certain nation sets if you are looking to create them. Now then, heading up north, we'll find ourselves the Fiend champion, and I said there is a house, and that is exactly where you're going to be able to get it. There are some little statue kind of holographic things going on, but crucially there is Yulgaths Hut right here, and that is where you can pick it up if you would like it. Join FiendPast for the Fiendish Outlaw set. We'll come on to that in just a moment. First of all though, as always, let's have a look through the merge. You can get yourself the Vengeance of Nulgath armor and pieces to go alongside it. I do quite like some of the helms in here, and you have got a nice animated Fiend one as well, which, you know, always worth having a little think about, as well as a battle pet, which is thrown in really roguely. Deja the Lich is the boss at this map, and this is where you can get yourself that Fiendish Outlaw set that we mentioned a moment ago. It looks incredibly similar to the daily gift one that we've just been having, but I'm certain it is not the same thing. I don't think we defeated Deja the Lich, and I'm pretty sure that I looked and that set there is not rare, so we should be safe on that front. Next up is Join Voidrefuge. The evolved Carnage of Nulgath is available from here. There are some really nice items within this merge, particularly the weapons. There's some variations of other items that we've seen in games, such as the Betrayal Blades. I mean, they're literally called the Betrayal Blades still in here, if you're one that went along and farmed for those back in the day of the pet. But yes, as you can see, there's the actual weapon variants if you would like to grab some of those from this particular merge. I don't know why the Carnage set that I'm going to show you in a moment is one of my favourites in this video. It just is. It might just resonate with me over the years, or it's just a particular Fiend set I'm just really agreeing with. But it's one of those that I think you're just going to like it. Or at least that's my opinion. I guess it could be wrong. It's literally exactly as the boss looks on screen. You get the full set of that, including the Bloodletter katanas to go alongside them. So you get your spikes. Sadly, the Bloodletter katanas are going to be legend only, which is sad. So if you want the dual version, you can't get it. But at least you can get a single one instead. But again, really nice looking set. Do like that one. Definitely worth picking up if you haven't got it. Next up, Join Voidchasm. And the first time I said that map name, I said it sounded wrong, and I still think to this day it is a very iffy sounding map name. Again though, you do have a nice merge shop available to you here, including those kind of glowing orbs, which I always think are great. You get the Midnight Fiend set within here as well, and some really nice back bling if you would like any of that. If you have not already, this is where you get yourself the Prime Fiendshard as well, which is the hard endgame grind and get you on the way to Ravenous if you would like to go along doing that. So that's where you can go along and pick it up. The boss at this map hasn't got an abundance of drops, but there are a few different bits that you could pick up if you feel like getting them. Next up, we're over at Join Deleuze Tundra, and we're just going to look at the merge and drops. Many of these are now within the main Nulgath saga that we've been playing for as part of the latest kind of Nulgath Birthday releases, so I'm sure you'll recognise quite a few of these maps. Believe it or not, Turk was actually a map that came out as part of a Nulgath Birthday event, or at least it's birthday tagged, so there's something that I never even realised in all these years. We won't be covering Turk in very much detail, but we will head along there a little bit later on. You have got this Herald boss though at the particular map right now at the Deleuze Tundra, which was quite nice if you'd like any of those bits. Next up is Join Oblivion Tundra, would you believe, for the Fiendish Lawmaster merge. I think there's 2 merges at this map from memory, and they're both very similar, and they kind of cross over with the different items. Loads and loads of different armors of kind of the base classes, if you'd like any of those, so Archfiend versions of Mage, Warrior, etc. There's also helms, plenty of them, would you believe, to go along with those sets, which is always the way. I do like some of them. They do remind me of slightly OG items, like the original sort of Warrior helms you could get back along. I mean, I'm saying like you can't get them anymore. Of course you can. There is also the Oblivion Tundra merge. Have a little look through there in case there's any differences, but a lot of it looked like both shops kind of crossed over with each other, which is something to bear in mind. There's a really weird Oblivion boss right here. Most of the items are rare. However, there is this Fiendish Darkness morph set, which I think looks great. That's really cool. I don't know why. I wouldn't go along and pick that up. I haven't done it yet, but I do want to. It's just one of those I think you could store that away for a rainy day. I'm sure it could be used at some point. There's also this second monster on screen in case you want any of the drops from there. Next up is Secret Archive, or Terex Archive, whichever way around you prefer to say it. And this, first of all, as always, is going to be our next merge shop. Some more fiendy gear located within here, as well as a wolf. I was not expecting that. And an overfiend pet. So there really is all sorts going on there. As I mentioned, these helms are rare, so if you're watching these in the future, they will be gone, so don't worry about going along grabbing those unless you're really lucky, and it's like that katana pet in the shop will come along later where they haven't removed the rare item yet. The next monsters we'll come across here are going to be the Fiendish Devourers, where you can get a nice little sword. There's also these Nightmare Fiends. They haven't really got anything to shout about, but they do surprisingly have a couple sword drops that are available. And then the final Fiend boss right here, you can get yourself a guard version of it. Next up is Join FiendVoid, and once you're here, of course there is going to be another merge shop to look at. Even more AC tagged items to fill your boots with. There are a couple nice little void theme things of Nulgath, you know, those armors going on, and as well as some orbs as well within that shop. We have got the boss right here, and shout out to everyone you can see on screen. We had a little hello moment. Please note, this boss again is featuring items from those daily gifts at the start of the video, so some of these will be rare in the future. Very important to note, because you may be farming those weapons, or indeed that kind of back plaque we've got on screen right there for ages, and it's just not there anymore. So just thoughts in the back of your mind, just in case. And as you can see, that is the end of the Archfiend Casimir drop list for this particular map. There's only a couple more maps we're going to visit in this. If I have missed any Nulgath Birthday maps, let me know down below. I was trying my best to figure out where we've been in the past and using the wiki list to try and suss it, but it was a little bit more complicated than our usual ones to figure out. Anyway, we're over here at Dark War. This one is just one of those maps I thought, you know what, let's just throw it in, because we're talking Nulgath items at this point, and there is a nation merge available. Of course, there is also the Legion side of it if you would like any different kinds of items, but there are even more bits of AC tag gear that you can go along and pick up from here. I particularly like that Fiend Shadow Cape, thought that looked really cool, and there's also even more orb pets available. Well, I say even more, there's one more available right there. There's also these house guards. I know some people do like stacking the house out with house guards, so you've got even Legion ones also thrown into the mix, which you could pick up if you really fancy it. And as we said, there is also that Legion merge. We are now, though, moving on to the little boss at this map, so if you would like to head all the way through, going past the Infernal Fiend on your way, there's some more guards available to pick up. There is another version of Dirtlick available here, and as you can see, it is just going to be Legion Blade Master Guards this time around, so a few more bits to stack that house out with. Here we've got Taro. We're just going to have a look at Taro's drops. I thought we might as well throw Turk into the mix. The Void Knight does drop you what I can only but presume is a colour custom helmet, and then Taro Blade Master right here. This is the current Taro list if you would like to go along and pick up any of these particular items, because you've never thought of farming him all the different times you may have walked past him within the Turk map. I think the Manslayer is probably the only item I've ever thought to myself with Taro, oh yes, I'm going to go along and farm that. There's also this Wanderer of Nulgath set that I genuinely never realised was a drop from here, so there is something else as well. Next up is Join Evil War. I just wanted to throw this one in because sometimes these shops do get updated with rare items. You first will have some really good Nulgath themed gear you can go along and grab. They do have some really cool weapons and all of that sort of thing, but there is crucially something still quite important within this shop in case you never got it last year. There is a quest pet available. Now, the thing with this quest pet, it was rare tagged. It is this katana. I think it's for farming a set. I can't remember. It's ages ago now when I got it, but it is rare tagged. So if you haven't got it, make sure you do. I'm surprised it hasn't left the game yet. Maybe it will this year. If not, there must be some kind of time on it. But you'll just have to wait and see, I guess, how long it's there. And then lastly, and certainly not least, is going to be our latest map over at Secret Invasion, or Terex Invasion, however we're supposed to say that, for yet another merge. And I'll quickly flick up on screen what items the bosses drop, just in case you were wondering. Anyway then, folks, I hope you found this video good, helpful, useful. Anything along those words is absolutely fine with me. We will be back for another one incredibly soon. Sorry this one took a little while to get out. It took a little bit of putting together. If you have enjoyed though, please do leave the video with a like. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll be back very soon for another one. So until then, have a lovely day.